Hi viewers, 11th Standard Accountancy Unit 13 Final Accounts of Sole Proprietor 2. When we preparing the final accounts, we need to follow some common adjustment and adjusting entries. They are closing stock, outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, accrued income, income received in advance, interest on capital, interest on drawings, interest on loan, interest on investment, depreciation, bad debts, provision for bad and doubtful debts, provision for discount on debtors, income tax paid, and manager's commission. So from that we are going to discuss about outstanding expenses. What is meant by outstanding expenses? A company taken a benefit or services from the place or area or some goods, during the year, but the payment is not made for the during the year. That is called outstanding expenses. In other words, an outstanding expenses is an expenses which is the due but has not been paid, so that expenses becomes outstanding when the company taken the benefit but its related payment has not been made. That is called outstanding expenses. Say for example, for the year 2017, rent is rupees 2000 per month. But a company, during that period, a company have paid only 20,000 rupees on that accounting period. So per month rent is 2000. How much for 12 months? So 2000 into 12 months we get 24,000 rupees per year. So what's the difference between total rent payable and actual rent paid? So for that we have to subtract 20,000 from 24,000, we will get 4,000 rupees. So actual rent paid 24,000, rent paid only 20,000. So the difference amount is 4,000. That 4,000 yet not been paid. So that 4,000 is the outstanding expenses. Are you clear? So what's the adjusting entry for that 4,000 rupees outstanding rent? So what is meant by adjusting entries? Adjustment entries are journal entries made at the end of the every accounting period. So dated on 2017 December 31st. What's the adjusting entry for outstanding rent? Listen, the format is concern the expenses account debtor to outstanding account. What's the concerned account? Rent is the concerned the expenses. So rent account debtor 4,000 rupees to outstanding rent account 4,000 rupees. The narration is rent outstanding adjusted. So listen, each and every adjustment entries are presented in two places in the final account. So what is the outstanding rent? Where is outstanding rent presented? It is presented on profit and loss account and balance sheet, liability side of the balance sheet. So first we take profit and loss account. So why rent outstanding expenses presented on profit and loss account? Why? Because rent is the indirect expenses, right? So listen here, as per the format of the profit and loss account, rent, rates and taxes. So rent comes under the heading of office and administrative expenses. So rent shows on debit side of the profit and loss account. Rent is the indirect expenses. So as per the profit and loss account format, rent shows on debit side of the profit and loss account. It's a indirect expenses. How much rent paid? 20,000 rupees. So on debit side you have to write to rent 20,000 rupees enter in inner amount column, because we have the adjustment, we have the calculation. So how much rent yet not paid? 4,000 rupees. That is the outstanding expenses. So we have to add that outstanding rent into actual rent, actual paid rent. So the outstanding rent rupees 4,000, we have to add that 4,000 with 20,000, we will get 24,000. We have to enter that 24,000 outer amount column. So in another account, the outstanding expenses shows in another account in final account is liability side, because outstanding is the liability of the business. Okay, so that because that rent outstanding 4,000 rupees yet not paid, so that 4,000 is the liability of the business. So a business have to enter in liability side of the balance sheet. So rent outstanding 4,000 rupees entered on liability side of the balance sheet.